Hello darlings, you're welcome to Z-Star Africa, your home of sizzling drama recaps. Let's dive deep into the secrets, betrayals, and heartbreaks in Advocate Anjali's upcoming episodes, set to shake the very core of the Rajput family. Hidden agendas surface, loyalties are tested, and shocking twists will leave you gasping. From Gaurav honoring Anjali with the family's highest respect, to Raghav and Abhay ruthlessly throwing Jeanie out, and the explosive courtroom face-off between Anjali and Aman. Every moment is pure tension and drama. In these upcoming episodes, nothing is as it seems, and every choice could change lives forever. Believe me, you don't want to miss a single second. Please like and turn on your notifications for more of your favorites. Let's dive in. It all begins with Gaurav, in the spirit of wedding celebrations, adorning Anjali with the Rajput family's ancestral necklace. He praises her strength and resilience, blessing her and assuring her that victory is certain. Aman worries about Raghav's reaction, but Gaurav reminds them both. The necklace belongs to the deserving, and Anjali truly is. Elsewhere, Jeanie discovers the necklace is missing and furiously calls Gaurav, only to be told that Anjali received it. Outraged, she accuses Anjali of theft and vows to win back Abhay and the necklace. Sapna intervenes, warning her to speak respectfully, but Jeanie arrogantly insists she cannot live a life without money and status. Later, Naveen threatens Anjali, warning her to stay away or disappear forever. Meanwhile, Raghav confronts Jeanie at the Rajput house, scolding her for tarnishing the family's name and ordering her to leave, leaving Jeanie in tears. Jeanie rushes to Anjali, desperate for help with her divorce case. Anjali hesitates at first, but quickly senses Jeanie's genuine love for Abhay. Jeanie explains that her only mistake was marrying Abhay under Anjali's name, and now he's divorcing her. Outraged, Anjali confronts Raghav, who confirms he's throwing Jeanie out, and reveals he's also Abhay's lawyer. When Anjali reminds him of Jeanie's sacrifices, Raghav coldly says he wants her gone for good and plans to get Abhay remarried. Determined, Anjali takes Jeanie's case, declaring to Raghav that if he wins, she'll never step into his house again. Her goal is to make Jeanie the Rajput family's daughter-in-law, using the law if she has to, no matter what obstacles Raghav throws in their way. Meanwhile, Raghav orders Abhay to sign the divorce papers and tries to separate the couple. Confused, Abhay asks Ishani what's happening, and she tells him to let Jeanie go. Jeanie confesses her true love for Abhay to Anjali, who promises to fight for her. Anjali confronts Abhay, scolding him for pushing away someone who truly loves him and warning him not to mention the other woman he claims to love. Ganesh, listening in, wonders why she was so harsh, and Anjali reveals it's part of her strategy. She wants Abhay to despise her so he won't see her real plan. Later, Jeanie boldly faces Raghav, declares the divorce won't happen, and reveals her lawyer, Anjali Awasti. Stunned, Abhay turns to Raghav, asking what to do next. Raghav, frustrated, calls Anjali offering anything to make Jeanie leave. Calmly, Anjali pushes her demands to the limit, first asking Raghav for his plot of land outside Delhi, then 1 Indian rupee crore and a bungalow in Noida. Raghav surprisingly agrees to everything. Ganesh and Ishani are shocked, accusing her of greed and toying with Jeanie's life. Anjali, however, remains calm, insisting her demands are complete. She calls Jeanie, who accuses her of seeking revenge. Anjali explains that Raghav jumped to conclusions without hearing her side, then ends the call, leaving Jeanie stunned. Turning back to Raghav, she clarifies her true goal, a peaceful future for Jeanie and Abhay. To prove it, Anjali calls Brajesh, Pratima, and Ruby, revealing that the 1 Indian rupee crore and the bungalow will be used to support survivors of domestic violence, through an ashram and a hospital. Raghav refuses to cooperate and storms off. Brajesh praises Anjali's courage, while she quietly vows to seek justice for Jeanie. Later, she contacts Pradeep and Stepney, revealing that Pradeep recorded her conversation with Raghav. Anjali plans to use it to expose Raghav's true nature. At home, Jeanie performs a puja with her family. Aman arrives and asks Raghav for permission to bring Anjali into the house. Raghav agrees, but only if Aman first fights and wins a case on his behalf. Raghav tells Aman that if he wins his case, they'll go together to bring Anjali home. Excited, Aman promises to succeed and swears at the feet of the goddess to keep his word. As he leaves, Raghav reflects that Aman doesn't yet know who he's truly up against, and silently vows to throw Jeanie out of the house. Meanwhile, Anjali is cooking when Aman shares the good news. Soon she'll enter the Rajput mansion as its daughter-in-law, with Raghav himself coming to invite her. Stunned, Anjali listens as Aman flirts playfully with her. At the Rajput house, Abhay harshly tells Jeanie to leave, accusing her of pretending. When the family sides with him, Jeanie calls Anjali for help. Anjali instructs her to hand the phone to Abhay and sternly warns him that if he mistreats Jeanie again, she'll file a domestic violence case. Abhay, realizing the seriousness, reluctantly apologizes to Jeanie. Vaibhav notices Raghav's sudden shift, while Raghav silently notes the challenge Anjali is about to face. Later, Anjali confirms with Aman that he truly plans to bring her to the mansion, and he promises to do so the next day. After he leaves, Jeanie updates Anjali that Abhay apologized under Raghav's orders, making Anjali suspicious. The following morning, Jeanie prepares breakfast, sparking another argument with Abhay. Abhay cruelly tells Jeanie she can't eat at the dining table with him or enter the kitchen, declaring that he hates her. Heartbroken, Jeanie pleads, explaining she cooked with love to make him happy. Unmoved, Abhay accuses her of deceit, claiming she married him for a luxurious life. In a shocking act, he snatches her Mangal Sutra and tries to wipe off her sindoor before throwing her out with all her belongings. Devastated, Jeanie cries outside, asking what mistake she made. Aman hears her cries, but Raghav dismisses them, reminding Aman to focus on winning the case. Jeanie calls Anjali, tearfully sharing how Abhay humiliated her and threatening to end her life. Anjali urges her to come over, promising to fight for her in court the next day. Meanwhile, Raghav reminds Aman of his promise to win the case, and Aman vows he will succeed, knowing Raghav's approval could allow Anjali to enter the Rajput mansion. Jeanie arrives at Anjali's house, sobbing, "My life is ruined," and begs for justice. Anjali comforts her, assuring her that she will fight for her. Later, Anjali calls Abhay, confronting him for throwing Jeanie out and warning him of the consequences. Abhay brushes her off but admits to Raghav that he's worried about the case. The next day, Aman calls Anjali, telling her he's coming in the evening to take her home. Stunned, Anjali asks if he's joking, but Aman replies with conviction, he's not. Aman later surprises Anjali by sending a new lehenga and jewelry, reminding her that he plans to come and take her home. She's going to enter his house as his bride. Anjali, shocked and confused, points out that Jeanie was just thrown out, but Aman remains confident. Raghav overhears and asks Aman to pick up a case docket, which he agrees to do. After Aman leaves, Anjali confronts Raghav over the phone, confused why she's being invited into the house. Raghav, claiming ignorance, asks to speak with Jeanie. On the call, Jeanie explains that Abhay was the one who threw her out. Raghav assures her he didn't know and promises to come get her that evening. Raghav reminds Aman of his promise to win the case, and Aman swears he will. The two head to court, where Sadhika observes that Anjali will soon understand why Raghav is considered a courtroom powerhouse. Outside the courthouse, Raghav instructs Aman to handle the case alone, waiting to hear of his victory. Before the hearing, Aman visits a temple for blessings and calls Anjali to inform her the lehenga and jewelry have been sent. He tells her he's ready to prove himself that day, both as a son and a husband. Anjali, puzzled, agrees to speak later. At court, Anjali arrives with Jeanie. When the judge asks for Abhay's lawyer, Aman steps forward, shocking Anjali. She requests a postponement, citing Jeanie's illness, and the judge grants it. As the court clears, Aman quietly struggles with the reality that he's opposing his own wife in his very first case. Stunned, Anjali confides in Jeanie that she had no idea Aman was a lawyer, let alone one willing to challenge her in court, and walks out, hurt and confused. Aman finds her and gently takes her hand, pleading to explain. Anjali pulls away, reminding him that touching an advocate in court is inappropriate. She coldly declares that right now, he's just her opposing lawyer, accusing him of deceit like his father, Raghav. Aman tries to clarify that it's a misunderstanding, but Anjali refuses to believe him, insisting he's mocked their relationship. Despite his pleas, she walks away with Jeanie, vowing to fight until Jeanie receives justice and declaring that she will never return to the Rajput house. Later, Raghav confronts Aman, urging him to win the case to break Anjali's pride. He promises that if Aman succeeds, he will accept Anjali as his daughter-in-law, but warns that only one of the sisters can be accepted, either Jeanie or Anjali. Aman confirms his resolve, while Raghav silently vows victory. Back home, Anjali and Jeanie update their family. Sapna, shocked that Anjali didn't confront their opponents, asks who the opposing lawyer is. Anjali, with a heavy heart, reveals that Aman now stands against her, leaving her Mangal Sutra and Sindoor feeling like a lie. That's a wrap for now. See you in the next. Much love.